Hello and welcome to another You May or May Not Like It. I am your host, Scott. You can find me on Twitter at XOrsonX, and I'm here with Mike. You can find on Twitter at Review and Roast. You can find our Facebook at reviewandroast.com and our Instagram at instagram.com/reviewandroast. Did I just say you can find our Facebook at reviewandroast.com?
Probably.
I mean, you can, because there is a link. There is a link there. But if you just go to the Facebook and then go ahead and put in that slash and put in that good old Review and Roast, you'll find us there. So, yeah, if you want to listen to all of our podcasts, that is at comicroast.com. And today we're going to talk to you about Luke Cage Season 2. I don't know if it was, like, super long-awaited or... I mean, I was excited for it. I don't know. I haven't heard a lot of chitter-chatter about it. But we're going to sit here and talk to you about it nonetheless. So I guess we should start with, some sort of synopsis. So let's see what IMDb has to give us. When a sabotaged experiment gives him super strength and unbreakable skin, Luke Cage becomes a fugitive attempting to rebuild his life in Harlem and must soon confront his past and fight a battle for the heart of his city. That sounds like Season 1.
Yeah, they basically always just do it like that.
That's super lame.
Mm-hmm.
Well then, never mind. So we all know who Luke Cage was because of, the first season or whatever. So now we are back in Harlem, and What's-Her-Face has taken over the Harlem's Paradise with shades.
Good old What's-Her-Face.
Yeah. Well, I was figuring you would drop your phone and participate, but I clearly was wrong. They're now running...
Hey, douchebag.
Yeah, you're on your phone.
Yeah, for the site.
Yeah, what's her name?
Stokes.
What Stokes?
Stokes.
And what does she normally say when people call her Stokes?
Dillard.
Okay. So you are paying attention.
Mm-hmm.
Good. So, yes. Basically they start out the season with trying to figure out a way to, as all criminals do, they want to legitimize their business now that they've made their fortune. Because, well, now that I've done all these shitty things to get rich, I want to keep
I noticed
it.
this on the first one. The first episode was directed by Lucy Liu.
Really?
Mm-hmm. I noticed it, and I just confirmed it that it is the same.
Interesting.
The Lucy Liu. Not just somebody else named Lucy Liu.
Did she only direct that one?
Yes. Oh, I can't say for certain that she didn't direct other ones, but I do know for a fact she did not direct the second one, because when I watched the second one, I specifically was like, did she direct all these? No, she did not. So that's a thing.
That's neat.
Mm-hmm.
That's nice. I wonder if this is like her first foray into that, or I mean, she hasn't been on the screen for a while, so I wonder if that's
no, not really. Been. So I haven't really give her the wiki.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it,
but
wow.
But yeah, that's all right. I hope she hears it.
What do you mean hope, dude? Everybody listens to this every week. Well, now you got me looking at her page.
So basically, if where were you at? Because
yeah, she only directed one episode.
I was gonna read out basically the synopsis for the first episode.
Oh, yeah,
it's normally a good one to get going for the season.
Yeah,
so
sure.
This one is as Luke adjusts to his growing fame and tries to shut down the flow of heroin branded with his name. Someone from his past reaches out. So, maybe not a great season synopsis, but It is to the effect of the first half of the season. Luke spends adjusting or being manipulated by is probably a better term, his growing fame and popularity. And this leads to his arrogance, let's say. He becomes a smidge arrogant in the first handful of episodes. And maybe... I
don't know if manipulate is the right word, because...
Well, his fame makes him feel like he's larger than he is.
I feel like it's unwanted fame.
No, he
spends some time digging it.
Think so?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, maybe he doesn't like the kids selling T-shirts and shit, but he doesn't hate it.
Right? Secret high fives.
Yeah, you know what I mean? No, he was... Yeah, no, I mean, he was... And how many times throughout the season was he talking to somebody or doing something? He's like, y'all know who I am, don't you? You know what I mean? It was
kind right.
There was quite a few of those where it was like, I get it, though. Like, you are a big deal,
so you think you're a big deal. But yeah, that ultimately leads to some of his bigger flops. And by flops, I mean ass whoopings and or failures throughout the season as the hero, not the show. Luke Cage himself falls flat a couple of times, and it was due to his own arrogance and lack of caution because he thinks he's fucking indestructible all the time. And 95% of the time he is. But, you know, you got to watch them backs. Anywho.
Got to grab them cakes.
Yep.
All right, so like I said, this one basically starts out with Mariah and Shades trying to figure out a way to legitimize their business so that they can stop looking over their shoulders and enjoy the fortune that they have come to be used to, I guess we'll put it that way.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, to do this, it's just one more big job. You know what I mean? So...
right, but this is like a legitimate deal, so they're working with the attorney.
Well, as legitimate as insider trading can be.
Right. So yeah, but it would
and extortion.
Again, the goal would be that it is money that isn't straight off the streets. You know what I'm saying? Albeit a shady business deal or whatever. I still think insider trading is fair game. I don't even know why that's a law. Anyways, as far as this is concerned, though, basically she needs a large sum of money to make the initial investment with. So now, she's got some shit laying around, but she needs $20 million was the number, and she doesn't have that liquid. So
was it 20?
20 million, yeah.
Why did I think it was 2?
It's 2. She's got 2. Shit.
Well, because Shades was like, just sell that painting. Like,
yeah, for $20 million.
Why was that painting so
in
worth
the
so much? Was it a famous artist?
Something like that.
Yeah.
So, anywho, the point being, so they're looking to make a deal on the streets to get that money to make the initial investment, yada, yada. So, typical Netflix Marvel crime lord stuff ensues. So, not that there's anything wrong with that. It's actually quite interesting. All the characters are playing their parts quite well.
Well, let's say, there's quite a few buyers at the table. Let's put it that way. Because to basically,
right.
In order to raise the money...
like 3 main gangs, I guess. The Hispanics. What were the other ones? I
don't want to say Yakuza.
The Yardies.
The Yardies, who are the Jamaican gang.
Right, and then were they some type of Asian? I don't know that they were Yakuza. I can't remember if the guy was...
I don't think honestly, it was Yakuza.
I can't remember if he was Japanese or Chinese, to be honest, and I know that I don't want that to sound like... I can't tell the difference.
He doesn't get a lot of screen time.
Yeah, so he's in and out a little bit.
Out of the 3 gangs, they're in the background the most.
Mm-hmm.
But basically, they're just because Shades and Mariah have ran the guns in Harlem forever. They're basically selling off that business to earn the $20 million for this insider trading deal. I'm not going to go. I guess we don't. I guess it's going to come out anyway as far as like who made the deal with them. But the Yardies is what is. They're led by a man that they call Bushmaster.
Well, yeah, not up front.
No,
they're led by another dude, and basically what they do is they bring in this guy John McIver comes in from Jamaica, and let's just say he's new on the scene, and he goes to the Yardies, or what do they call them, the Stylers, and he goes to their boss and basically tells them like, hey, you know what, you're kind of a pussy, so here's the deal, I'm going to be the guy in charge. And the main dude, I forget his name, it was like something silly too, like Neil or something, I don't know. But anyways, it was. I remember because Mariah and Shades talk about him a lot in the beginning because that's the guy they're going to make the deal with, yada yada. So this Bushmaster comes in and basically tells them like what's up, and Nigel.
Sounds right.
Nigel Garrison. Nigel. Yep, there it is. I accidentally discovered it. So, anyways, they go through the motions. He takes out the executives of the Yardies and becomes the commander-in-chief of the Yardie gang. And he quickly sort of drops his entire thing. As soon as you meet him, he's like, yeah, like, here's the deal. Like, I'm here to whoop Mariah's ass. I'm taking back Harlem and all the shit that's technically my birthright. Here's the other problem is, like, Mariah owns the streets, but Luke Cage owns the hearts of the people of Harlem. You know what I mean? Because that's the whole thing. Like, oh, Luke Cage this, Luke Cage that. Blah, 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 blah. So, yeah, we get it. So he doesn't necessarily not like Luke Cage, but he's an obstacle in his path of the people and of retaking Harlem as his own.
He's a fixture that needs to be broken,
right?
More or less.
So and just right off the bat though, Mustafa Shakir plays Bushmaster, and I'm telling you right now, he's probably the best Marvel villain I've seen on a screen, like straight up. Thanos was superb. Everybody loves Killmonger. Michael B. Jordan as Killmonger. It's pretty good, really good. But honestly, I think this guy that plays Bushmaster, honestly, destroys it. And here's what it is to me. And I might be getting off topic here right away, talking about the main villain. Dude, this guy's mannerisms are off the charts, phenomenal. Like, just everything about the way he conducts himself, the way he walks, the way he talks, the way he brushes off what some people say but listens to what other people say. Just everything about him and his, like, inner conflict. Like, this dude is either really Bushmaster or a great actor. I mean, where's this guy been? I don't even know. That's my opinion. This guy was so good. And his relationship with his people, and he also went through he was going through the same problem as Luke, where it's like, hey man, like, I'm super badass. I can do whatever I want all the time whenever I want to do it. You know what I mean? So it's sort of like he was having the same problem with holding great power. So, I don't know. I thought that, to be honest, the beginning of the show was actually sort of weak, the first, like, 3-4 episodes. And then once the whole thing really directed towards the Bushmaster taking charge, Luke Cage trying to figure out what the fuck he's doing with his life, then it started getting, like, really, 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 really exponentially good. And then just all the battles, everything was just, the show went from, for me personally, when it started out, I was like, it's all right. You know what I mean? I'm just nothing. It's good. You know, that's about it. But yeah, once this whole thing started fleshing out, man, this show, it's probably the best one so far of the Marvel series is on Netflix, in my opinion. So yeah, that's what I got.
Well, as far as Bushmaster is concerned, I will say he does have the best scene in the whole season when he takes over the Yardies.
Oh, when he gives them a chance to run away?
Yeah. It was just awesome because he's legit in a room by himself with the entire gang, and he's just like, he kills the leader, knocks a few others around, looks at the rest and says, hey, I'm the boss. You can either run or we got work to do. You decide. And they all fucking are like, all right, I'm in with it. And he is, let's put it this way. He has similar powers to Luke Cage. He doesn't, bullets don't bounce off him, but they don't exactly fully penetrate either.
Right.
I guess it's a really weird power that he kind of has, but he kind of doesn't. Right.
It's sort of, and as they get to the origin of it was actually super cool that he didn't necessarily start out super powered, but he did start out with some type of natural resistance to things, let's say, for lack of a better way to put it.
Well, I don't know if he started.
No, he did. Because he lived through that first inoculation that was killing everybody. He lived through that, no problem. And then he was shot years later, and then brought to the shaman or whatever you want to call her. Right. You know, let's call her the the mystic or the mountain woman, whatever you want to call her. So, well, they did. They took him up the mountain. He got a gunshot to the belly. And this also dates back to an old McIver Stokes, basically family feud in Harlem, which forced them back to Jamaica.
Yeah,
the McIver family. So it's kind of a
what all started in
really
Jamaica, anyway.
Good story. No, it started in when they were back. Yeah.
What do you mean back?
When
they were running a resort in Jamaica.
Yeah, that was after they were already in Harlem and then were forced to stay there because the Stokes didn't want to expand to Jamaica, back to their country, because obviously the McIvers were like, yeah, like why don't we just have a joint here too? Then we could be running shit in two places at the same time, whatevs. And Mama Stokes didn't want to do that.
Yep.
So, and that I mean, honestly, man, like, I'm not bullshitting you. Like, halfway through this thing, I'm like, man, I hope Bushmaster wins. Fuck, this guy's fucking. He ain't wrong. I mean, he might be wrong with how he's doing some shit once in a while, but I mean. Guy's got. I mean, he got legit beef, is what I'm saying.
Yeah, the family feud.
He's got straight
per se
legit beef.
Goes back years, and Stokes have always come out on top by murdering his entire family.
Right, legit.
And
his mama.
Yeah,
he's got face. So my man's got like legit probable cause here to like cause a ruckus, which I'm into. And to be honest, like I'm down with it 100%. Like the guy's right. Now, the way in which he goes about it is not always correct because he's a little brutal, and by a little brutal, I mean brutal as fuck.
Yep.
And his uncle, who I forget his name, and I'll get it eventually, is sort of his. I don't know if I'd call him his mentor or his advisor or just his.
He definitely looks up to him, but his uncle is also very disappointed, like you said, in the way he's going about doing things.
Yeah,
and he's very vocal about it.
And he's not 100% disappointed so much as he is like take it easy guy. You know what? I don't know. It's just he's really good, and I wish I could find this guy right now because I can't find him on here because. He was honestly probably my second favorite actor in this series this year. So, and that's honestly for sure. And coming up after that would be, since I'm scrolling through here. Yep, the guy that plays the father.
Luke Cage's dad.
Yeah, God, so
that
good.
Guy
so good.
He's in everything.
Yeah.
In fucking everything.
And by the end of the season, and honestly, I'm guessing you saw at the end that it was in memory of.
Yeah.
Because he passed away recently.
Yeah.
I didn't look up his full stats, but yeah. Yeah, what a great
But
dude.
his uncle, I believe, was Sar Nagaja.
I don't see it.
Was his name Anansi?
Yeah. Anansi.
Yeah. It's Sahr and then Ngaujah.
Hold on, I'm going.
Sar Nagawa, maybe?
I'm looking.
Episode 6, he's definitely in. If that helps.
No, I went to. Oh yeah, because I'm on episode cast of the wrong episode. So yeah,
because he's not in every episode, but he is awesome in every episode that he's in. Very much.
No, he's like legit a really good actor, and you really he's what humanizes Bushmaster for me. To be honest.
Yep. And I'm going to go ahead and say it
for
you.
Yeah, that guy's awesome. Yeah, Anansi.
For you Overwatch nerds
out
there.
What a great actor.
He's the voice of Doomfist. So that kind of shaves some points off him because I don't like Doomfist.
Anansi?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
I hate Doomfist.
Right? But maybe I got to play him now because this guy, he's awesome.
No, he's a really good actor, and he's Bushmaster's
moral compass.
Yeah,
he just doesn't
that's a good
follow
way to put
it
it.
at all.
So, and they run a restaurant, Anansi and his wife, who's the aunt.
Auntie Ingrid.
Who also, they all lived in Jamaica, yada, yada, yada. And Anansi was who basically saved John Bushmaster when he was shot by a Stokes representative in Jamaica many years ago.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is his guy. So,
he's the only guy that gets away talking to him the way
he does. Like he can say like, hey, you're fucking up, and he won't break his neck. Like somebody, like if I went up there and was like, "Hey man, like Chief is fucking up, like he's gonna break my neck." You know what I mean? So yeah. But anywho, two great actors, and as much as and there was a couple. The other main Jamaican guy was also really good. I'm not gonna go looking him up, but I'll give you some credit. The main dude that ends up talking with Mariah's daughter. When at the very end that saves Bushmaster again.
Like the guy's like, if he dies, you die?
He's like the bigger guy. Yeah, that guy was another great actor.
Yeah.
Really, I've never seen a show or series or anything where like, let's just say the main villain consortium is so good and like you honestly, half the time you're like, come on, guys.
I get it.
You can get out of there.
Yeah.
You're going to make it.
You're rooting
You know
for
what I
him.
mean? Yeah, like for sure.
Especially when Bushmaster does that like cartwheel kick, cartwheel like uppercut,
Dude,
fucking backflip kick
he's nasty.
to
good.
Luke's dome. It's like, oh, that was badass.
No, he was so good.
I gotta learn that.
So getting back to a real quick like on-topic situation of Cage in the very beginning and being untouchable, this, that, and the other thing, yada yada. So anywho, Cage is extremely. I don't want to paint the picture too big, but like he's arrogant and full of himself and thinks he's indestructible. But then in one of the early episodes, like 2 or 3, he gets literally shot with a Judas bullet. And
Which they did mention in season 1.
What do you mean mention?
Judas bullets.
Oh, no, that's what like almost fucking killed him.
Right.
Like that's the thing that like
I'm just reiterating.
Right,
that,
yeah, that's the bullet.
New.
That's the type of bullet that burrows in. So and it was able to penetrate him before. So in this one, he gets shot with a Judas bullet, but it doesn't do near enough damage, and they attribute that to possibly, before when we went back and we like restarted your skin's elasticity or whatever it was, we think you're stronger now, so that's great. So now instead of getting hit with a Judas bullet, getting hurt and being like, all right, I gotta take it easy here. You know what I'm saying? Like once in a while, I should probably like, practice my shucking and jiving a little bit. Instead of that, he just gets more full of himself because the Judas bullet didn't actually kill him, but it did do damage. Like 6 of them, and he'd have been in trouble. You know what I'm saying? Like he got hit with 1 and got lucky. So, anyways, that part of the story was kind of like just getting tired for me. Like after a while, it was like, dude, why don't you just shut the fuck up for 5 minutes? Listen to your goddamn smoking hot girlfriend, who seems to be pretty fucking smart, and like handle this shit properly. He gets all V for Vendetta on it, and it's like, yeah, dude, like hit the brakes because you ain't no better than these dudes.
I mean, all right, I get what you're saying.
Like it was getting silly quick.
But when he caught that grenade and was just like,
oh yeah, no, I ain't saying
awesome.
Most of that shit ain't the dopest shit ever, because it is. Like yeah, for sure. Like getting hit.
You got to stay calm.
But what I'm saying is, at some point in time, he was just getting a little overzealous, and it's like, yeah, dude, like you ain't like we already got an Incredible Hulk. Like you're just like the dude that hangs out
right
on this 4-block area. You know what I'm saying? So again, I get it from both sides, but like I said, it was just getting a little old for me quick, where it was like, yeah, dude, like get your shit together. So I will name drop that. In comes Danny Rand.
Dude, I got so excited when he showed up.
And that episode, which episode was that? Do you have it in the hopper here? That is the best episode that there was, like hands down. They make a Power Man and Iron Fist fucking reference, which is superb. You know what I mean? There's a ton of things.
Episode 10.
They go out on a man. Was it that deep?
Oh yeah.
So they go. So yeah.
Well, they hint at it.
Well, here,
in 9.
even more my point then. So it's not until episode 10 that Rand comes in and gets him into a Zener place, if that's a word. He kind of tells him like, "Hey man, you gotta like center yourself, son." So yeah, that's episode 10. So we basically say I thought it was like 8, but so it's all the way until episode 10 until this guy like figures out like, shit, I need to
take a breath.
Yeah, like I'm going balls out here.
Well, and
like,
the only reason like I got
brakes.
geeked was because I believe it was the episode directly before that where Misty Knight gets her arm.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, where's this? Oh, it's from Rand.
Right.
And then And as soon as I hear Rand, I'm like, oh my god, dude, is he gonna show up? That'd be amazing.
Yeah, because I think it was the episode before that even that she gets the arm is when her, Misty, and Colleen are hanging out
and they get like
doing stuff and things, and they go to the bar and have like a bar fight.
Yeah.
And then Misty's got like one arm and she's like bar fighting, and like Colleen's just like sitting on the bar stool, like, I mean,
you say you're still a badass.
Yeah.
Let's fucking
show me the goods, bitch. And like, yeah, so she starts like whomping asses, and then Colleen hops in a second when they started trying to fight unfair. But that episode was really good for me. And then the episode with Danny Rand was like by far probably one of the better episodes of all the Marvel shit on Netflix. Actually, it probably was.
Yeah.
It was way up there for me. It was just super good. Super good. I mean, shit.
And I'm not trying to
These guys go into that fucking warehouse whooping ass.
Yeah, and I'm this is not like I guess an attraction thing, but Danny Rand, he looked better in this than he did in the Defenders, than he did in Iron Fist. Relaxed. He looked
I don't know if he looked more
role.
like was he more of a man or was he more like I don't know what it was, but as soon as he came out I'm like, guy looks good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
it
he's
just
all right.
It looked natural.
Maybe it was the haircut. I don't know. Maybe he had a little bit more stubble or something. He was looking.
He crushed it.
Yeah. I mean, he was cool as shit. I mean,
and honestly, I still feel the same way I did about with season 1 with Shades. Like Shades, I could take him or leave him. I really can.
I thought he was great.
He got better towards the end.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say why.
Yeah.
But even when Mariah was like, "Isn't it time to fucking drop this Shades bullshit?"
Yeah.
Because for me, like, I don't know, he was always trying to be intense, but not really intense. He was just kind of there.
No, he was way more involved in this season.
He was absolutely,
by
but I
leaps
still
and bounds.
And it's kind of almost the same thing with Mariah. Like there's certain scenes where she is awesome, and then there's other scenes where it's like, oh, did you know this happened? She's like, no, and it's like the worst like scream I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah.
So it's just like,
yeah, but those are sometimes more real, and it's just like I actually just watched Tomb Raider again, the new one. Where with Alicia Vikander, and she remember when we did the podcast on that, she had some like shrieks.
They were good though.
But maybe that's how this bitch yells when she's freaked out about shit. Maybe. You can't, you know what I'm saying? Like, guess what? You yell like a little bitch, but you just don't happen to be on the Luke Cage TV show.
I should be.
You should not be.
Yes, I should be.
Anywho, the point is that.
I'm just as big as
Luke Cage. I like some. I actually like the like odd wails and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I want to hear somebody actually get punched in the stomach. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, right.
Like it gives me that more real feel. Like here's the deal. Like when you watch the first Tomb Raider, what's her name? What's her name? Yep.
Which are you talking about? Like the original one?
Yeah.
With good old what's her face?
Yep. Anyways, she was like the brooding Lara Croft, where this one was the one where, like, yeah, dude, like, if I get shot, I'm going to scream like a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Because it hurts.
Yeah.
If I fall out of the tree and get a thing stuck in my stomach, you know what I mean? So anyways, I'm all for, like, the odd stuff. That actually doesn't bother me much. I actually like the way Shades was in the season. What's his name? Theo Rossi? Yeah. No, that's the guy that plays him.
Yeah.
From Sons of Anarchy.
Yeah.
I thought he was super good.
Well, see, that's the thing. I loved him in Sons of Anarchy.
I actually love him in this season. I like him a lot more than the first one.
Nobody agreed with me, but I thought that like one day for like DC, he'd make a good Nightwing.
Oh, I think he'd be pretty good.
He's perfect size.
He'd probably be pretty good. He'd be pretty good in one of those. Yeah, for sure. But I think he did really well in this season, and I think that. It wasn't
better as it went on.
It wasn't as shadesy as it was in the first one,
right.
I guess.
Yeah, okay.
You know what I mean? And towards the end, he was obviously taking a little bit more control. He has a pretty good interrogation scene, which is actually one of the better scenes in the entire series.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that
and
whole
the diner after that.
Oh yeah. Yeah. No, he's got some his character had some development in this season, and
once he started to, I guess, grow up is the way to put it.
Right.
Once he had the scene with Comanche, and then the commander or the chief or whoever,
captain or whatever.
Captain. Once that scene came about, then Shades really kind of turned a corner.
He kind of went
before that. Like I could care less.
Yeah.
Personally,
I'll give you that. Yeah, but he had a lot of when they went to go meet the guy. Yeah. Anyways, he had a couple of shining moments early on, but I'll agree to some of it. So yeah. Anyways, in a nutshell, that's where it is. Bushmaster rules. I'm gonna give you the spoiler right now.
Which one?
Bushmaster doesn't die in the end.
Oh yeah.
Finally.
Great.
Finally, there's a guy who's probably one of the best villains that there has been so far, and you didn't kill him. Thank you.
You know what I will say? Overall, the last episode was probably one of the most dull, uneventful episodes I have ever seen finish out a series of a Marvel show
it probably
in
was.
my life. Like, no, it was... That could have been like the final few minutes of the episode before it. It didn't have to be its own episode. And they tried to make it like it was a big deal, and it really isn't, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It's not at all. Guys got to make a living. You know what I mean? I'm not going to say what. I'm not going to say who, what, when, or why.
Yeah.
But if you've watched it, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, you'll know when you see it. Like, the whole last episode was just a waste of time.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't hate it. It was actually, to be honest, I might even feel a little different. I might feel like after such a great, like, 10, 11, 12, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like 10 and 11 and 12 were like redonkulously great. You know what I mean? In my opinion, those 3 episodes were just really, 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 really good. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, it just goes back to what you were saying about how, like, in the beginning, Bushmaster technically had nothing against Luke Cage.
Right.
But if you get in my way, son, we got issues.
Mm-hmm.
And that really plays out in those last couple episodes.
Right. Yeah, no, for sure.
Which is just awesome.
Yeah, and I think, yeah, so having said that, I actually thought that the last episode was the perfect, like, all right, settle down, everybody. Here we go. And again, some of the small things that were very, let's say, uneventful were actually impactful. So, I don't know. I actually didn't. Yeah, it definitely wasn't as good as the 3 before it, but it was definitely better than a lot of the other ones before that. So yeah, that's where I'm at. I think that's all I got here.
No,
I mean, I can literally go on, but
no, I don't want to spoil it. Like,
yeah,
pretty much hardly anything.
that's kind of the problem. Is
we kind of touched on the only thing we didn't really touch on was Mariah's daughter,
Tilda.
Well, basically, here's the deal, right? So when Bushmaster was younger, the government of the United States, I'm presuming, came in to quote unquote vaccinate, and they used those vaccinations as some kind of experiment on people, which they're known to do. So he's, everyone else that got vaccinated starts dying off. He lived. He gets shot. And when this lady treats him, she treats him with nightshade, which I feel like the nightshade is what enhances his ability. Like, it's kind of just lays dormant, and it doesn't have that much of an effect on him, but the nightshade is what makes him Luke Cage type strong.
Right.
Not impenetrable per se, but, he lives through some shit. And it's because of the nightshade, but it's also a double-edged sword because the more he takes, the more he builds an immunity, the more he needs to take, the worse it is for him. So it's just it's a tough thing, but he needs it to accomplish what he's trying to accomplish here in Harlem. And then his whole thing is like, once I'm done, I'm gonna chill out. But for now, feed me, see more.
Mm-hmm.
Anywho, so Mariah's daughter, Tilda. They're estranged, but she went to med school, but now she runs this like Eastern healing shop, where she sells these herbs and stuff. And, so this is where Bushmaster ends up for his, a couple of his
Yeah, when he
treatments.
shows up early, he's looking for some shit, and the people are like, yeah, you need to go to this place. Mother's Touch, is that what it was called?
Yes,
I believe.
yes.
And so he actually meets her before we meet anybody, before we even really know who either one of them actually really.
Right, before we even know that
what
that's
they do.
Mariah's daughter.
Right, yeah.
Yeah.
Who is, P.S., smoking hot. So
Yes,
that's the thing.
very much so.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the whole season is you got Luke Cage trying to figure his shit out. You got the family feud between Bushmaster and Mariah. You got Mariah trying to reconnect with her daughter. You got Mariah and Shades trying to go legit. You got people. I mean, there's so many side stories.
Yeah, there's really a lot going on, which is actually perfectly fine.
Yeah, and it's written in a way that everything is just so cohesive.
Well, because you also have, don't forget, you have the whole Misty night in the police station with the cops and the things and the dirty people, and she hates her and fuck you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's a ton of shit going on there because, like, she's not even supposed to be there because technically she's got, like, 3/4 pension. You're fucking retired, but she's like, yeah, whatever. So, like, I'm coming in. I'm going to try and write lefty.
Right.
Yeah, so that ain't awesome. So there's like just a ton of stuff going on, which finally, real quick, and then we can wrap it up. They finally bring up Heroes for Hire, so that was super cool.
Yeah.
Who, because Misty and Luke Cage are like two of the main. Well, Misty more so actually, but they're very much the Heroes for Hire. So it's super cool to finally see. Like, if you remember, obviously, when we talked about the first season, I was, like, super excited. She got her fucking arm chopped off. I'm like, yeah, this is awesome.
Wait, wasn't that in the Defenders that happened?
Yeah, maybe it was. Yeah, it was, actually.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was, like, super excited about that. So, finally, this all, like, worked out awesome. So, yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, other than that, I mean, I was slightly disappointed that, Danny Rand only appeared in one episode, but other than that...
Yeah, but at least we got somebody because they didn't overburden it with cameos, which is also a decent thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, no, I agree.
Well, so save that shit for Defenders Season 2.
You had Poochie. What the hell's that lawyer?
Poochie. Oh, Foggy?
Foggy. Yeah, Foggy. Foggy showed up for a little bit in the beginning. I couldn't remember his name, and I knew if I said Poochie, it would just make sense. But like the first season of Jessica Jones had.
And Rosario Dawson's in it as Claire again for some episodes. Like I said, Colleen shows up. So there's a little bit of cross reference,
which I like.
Yeah, so it's good.
But yeah, other than that, I guess we're gonna pretty much wrap this one up for you. I think number-wise, I actually didn't keep track back in the day, so I don't remember what I gave the first season, and I don't feel like looking it up right now. But this one, I definitely feel, man, the first one could have crushed so much more if they didn't kill Cottonmouth so early. Mm-hmm. But, yeah, this one was great. I really enjoyed it. I could have done without the last episode, but overall, a solid 8.5, I'd say.
Yeah, I think I'm going to give it an 8.5 too. I actually liked the last episode.
8.52.
And the 8.5 is legitimately for episodes 7 on. The 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 is probably a 9.5. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for me was like a 6. So, or maybe a 7, I guess. But yeah, this season for me started out slow, but it ended better than anything before it. So 8.5 is good. I'll hold that strong. I think that's probably what we gave season 1.
Sounds about right, probably.
Mm-hmm.
I'll look it up eventually. But yeah, so that's going to be Luke Cage season 2. You can find me on Twitter at XOrsonX. You can find Mike at Review and Roast. Don't forget to hit our checkbook. Yeah.
Hit him in the checkbook.
Check out Facebook at facebook.com/review and roast, and check out our Instagram at instagram.com/review and roast. Stay tuned because we will be doing a lot more board game stuff here pretty soon. We just have gotten a little lazy on that, but we got some in the hopper. Let's put it that way.
Yep.
So until next time, have a good week.